Is Caitlyn Clark the next Steph Curry, or is Steph Curry the male version of Caitlyn Clark?
Do I need to call you the female version of Steph Curry, or do I need to call Steph Curry the male version of Caitlyn Clark?
As the Indiana Fever were knocked out of the playoffs last week, it seems the WNBA is facing a growing challenge.
Hold on, I think you're a great basketball player. I mean, I can't play like you do.
Yeah, we know. And obviously, I can't tell jokes like you do.
Declining ticket sales, viewership, and attendance. Caitlyn Clark's absence has been felt deeply, and the league's struggle to maintain its audience reveals just how much of an impact she had this season. But why is it that the WNBA's success hinges so heavily on a single player? Let's dive into the fascinating dynamic of Caitlyn Clark's rise.
Somebody else is jealous. They're pissed off because you're getting this, like, it's ridiculous. And we're never going to advance as a species, and we're never, if he keeps having that type of attitude. It's ridiculous. It's like, what? Everything has to go back to race. Everything has to keep going back to race. She's really good. Let it be that.
Her electrifying influence, and what this means for the league moving forward. Clark's presence in the league drew fans in droves. Many were captivated by her shooting ability, which some argue is on par with the best male shooters in the NBA.
And the other players should shut the hell up. Like, nobody was talking about your league. Nobody cared about the WNBA until that girl, Caitlyn Clark, I don't care what color she is, she's ridiculous, she's nasty, and now people are watching, and you guys are talking shit about her?
Her deep three-point range and efficiency have led to comparisons with Steph Curry. But it begs the question, should Curry be compared to her instead? With Clark's team eliminated, the league is left scrambling to recover the excitement she generated. Ticket sales and TV ratings have plummeted, and the WNBA's efforts to promote other stars, like A'ja Wilson, haven't quite caught on. The media spotlight and the public's attention seem to gravitate back toward Caitlyn, even when she's no longer on the court.
It could not be in a more exciting place than it is right now.
Certainly, the attention on women's basketball right now is at an all-time high, and this league has been poised and ready for at least the last 2 decades for this moment.
Fans who were drawn in by Clark's thrilling style of play are now finding it hard to stay engaged with the league in her absence. What makes Caitlyn Clark special? Caitlyn Clark's talent is undeniable, but what makes her so captivating? It's not just her ability to score from anywhere on the court, it's the way she does it. Clark shoots from distances rarely seen in the women's game with incredible accuracy and confidence, and it's this combination of skill and audacity that has fans hooked.
Even bigger, robustier season. It's robustier this year. And how do we play? How do we build off of last year? More talent, more eyes on the game, more bodies here at the draft to cheer and celebrate this draft class. It's gotten better and better.
She's brought a new energy to the WNBA, drawing in casual viewers who might not have watched before. Her games have become must-see events, with people rearranging their schedules just to watch her play. The excitement she generates is palpable, both in the arenas and among viewers at home. When Clark steps onto the court, fans know they're about to witness something special. Yet, with her team eliminated from the playoffs, that same excitement seems to have vanished from the league. The WNBA's recent promotion of A'ja Wilson, while highlighting her immense talent, hasn't been able to reignite the interest that Clark so effortlessly generated. This isn't a knock on Wilson, but rather a reflection of the undeniable impact Clark had on the league during her breakout season.
Every time Caitlyn gets fouled, we can't make it seem like she was assaulted. Why like a Stephen A. Smith? It was that important to you to run the Kennedy Carter hip check, right? That was everywhere. But yet, you didn't even discuss what Alyssa Thomas did to Angel.
The Caitlyn Clark effect. This phenomenon has been dubbed the Caitlyn Clark effect. Her presence on the court brought something entirely different to the WNBA. For the first time, the league saw viewership numbers rivaling those of the men's game. Clark's matches regularly attracted over 1 million viewers, numbers previously unheard of in women's basketball. This wasn't just about basketball, it was a cultural moment. Fans, both diehard and new, were drawn to Clark's unique style, her seemingly effortless ability to sink long-range shots, and her raw passion for the game. She didn't just play basketball, she performed, turning each game into an event. It's no wonder why when she wasn't on the court, interest in the WNBA faded. The numbers speak for themselves. During Clark's games, viewership often exceeded 1 million, with stadiums packed to capacity. But now, the league struggles to draw even 300,000 viewers per game. The stark contrast highlights just how crucial she was to maintaining fan interest. It wasn't just her shooting ability that kept fans glued to the screen. Clark has an infectious energy that captivates the audience. She brings excitement and unpredictability to every game, making fans wonder what highlight reel moment will happen next. Without her, the league feels different. More like just another basketball game rather than a thrilling spectacle. Handling controversy and growth. Clark's rise hasn't been without its challenges. Along with the fame came scrutiny, particularly in how she handled media attention and controversy. Some fans felt she didn't respond strongly enough to the negative commentary surrounding her, while others believe she has room to grow in handling the media spotlight. This period of rest following her playoff elimination may give her the time to refine her skills, not only on the court but in front of the cameras. Clark has the opportunity to become more than just a player. She can evolve into a powerful voice in the sport. Athletes today are expected to handle immense pressure both in competition and under public scrutiny. If Clark can successfully navigate these pressures, she could solidify her position as not only one of the best athletes in women's basketball, but also as a cultural icon. The WNBA's challenge without Clark. Now that Caitlyn Clark is out of the playoffs, the WNBA is struggling to maintain the same level of excitement. Without her, the league feels like it's lost its spark. Fans who tuned in just to watch her are no longer as interested, and the drop in viewership is alarming. WNBA tried to capitalize on her popularity by cramming many games into a short period during the regular season. But without her in the postseason, that energy has dissipated. Even with the league's best players still competing, it's clear that many fans were there for Clark. WNBA is now faced with the daunting task of trying to replicate the excitement she brought to every game. The unfortunate reality is that when Clark isn't playing, the WNBA struggles to keep fans engaged. This season has revealed just how dependent the league is on her, and it's a stark reminder that stars like Clark are rare. What's next for Caitlyn Clark in the WNBA? Caitlyn Clark's future in the WNBA is bright. It's clear she will continue to be a game changer. The league now faces a challenge: how to sustain the momentum she created. WNBA cannot rely on a single player to carry the entire league. To grow and thrive, it needs to build up other stars who can attract fans in the same way Clark has. Next step for the WNBA is to capitalize on the attention Clark has brought to the sport. While it's impossible to replace her energy and fan base, the league can use this moment to elevate other players and create more stars. As for Clark, she's already being compared to the likes of Steph Curry, and for good reason. Her shooting ability, confidence, and presence on the court make her a once-in-a-generation player. The comparisons shouldn't end there. In many ways, she's already outshined some of her male counterparts in terms of her impact on the sport. WNBA has a bright future. It must work to keep fans engaged in the long term. Caitlyn Clark has shown that there's a huge audience for women's basketball. Now the league just needs to find a way to keep them watching. Conclusion: Caitlyn Clark isn't just a basketball, she's a phenomenon. WNBA will need to build on the momentum she's created, while also preparing for a future where other players can step up and captivate audiences in the same way. For now, one thing is clear: Caitlyn Clark effect is real. It's changed the landscape of the WNBA forever.